Welcome to another video with Port Macquarie Urban Food Garden. We have been growing food with a sustainability focus since 1994. Through our channel, we will attempt to show everything we have learnt along the way. Some videos you may not think of searching for, so have a quick look at all of our videos and subscribe to our channel to be notified of our new videos.
When we moved from Nambucca Heads to Port Macquarie 15 years ago, we decided to change all our petrol-driven tools to electric tools or manual tools. So the first thing we did when we got rid of our petrol mower, and the reason we had a petrol mower in Nambucca Heads was the slope on our backyard was like that, and one of our neighbours decided that we weren't mowing it enough and gave us a petrol mower. Anyway, so when we moved here, we got rid of all of them, and the first mower we bought was a push mower. I don't have anything to show you because we did sell it to somebody else. You know the type of mower, you mow it, you push it, and it has a little cylinder with blades that spins around. I bought an expensive one, a Swedish brand one, because I've got a lot of lawn here and wanted to make sure it did the job. The biggest problem with them, I found, was that the wheels tend to slip over the top of the grass, so it doesn't really get a good grip to turn the cylinder. Especially after, when it was new, it tended to be a little more grippy, but once it got, a couple of weeks old, it started to slip. If you've ever seen the old tractors, they used to have spikes. Before rubber tyres, they used to have spikes or metal serrations. The push mower would have definitely benefited from spikes or big serrations. Anyway, got rid of it because it just didn't work well enough. So our next step was to move on to electric ones that involved hooking them up to a power cord. This is our old electric mower and our old electric whippersnipper. The great thing about these ones that plug into 240 volts is that they are extremely powerful. You never have a spot of problem with them unless you run over the power line.
We don't do that.
We haven't done that yet. Although I did do that with a chainsaw one time. Lots of sparks. And I'm not dead yet. So this was good. If you notice here, I don't have... Oh, there goes one of our neighbours with a petrol-powered chainsaw by the sound of it. I don't have a catcher on the end of this mower. That's because when you mow your lawn, you want to put all your grass clippings back into your lawn. So catching them is a pointless waste of time. Also, without having a catcher on the back, you can go a hell of a lot faster. And you can whip round really easily. As I said before, the disadvantage with the cord is that you have to be careful not to run it over. The solution to that is very simple. You start where your cord is plugged in and then you move away from where it's plugged in so that the cord is always behind you. Okay, they would start chainsawing now, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would. Oh well, we would have to put up with it.
Yeah, I can smell the petrol fumes, which is a reason to go to electric. Anyway, this is our next thing. It's a battery-powered one. It's from Aldi, and it just has two batteries you plug in there. And basically, it's pretty much the same as that. Not quite as powerful as the plug-in one, but you don't have to worry about cords. And because I don't have a catcher on the back, I can go super fast, and I can generally do our lawn on about 60%, using up 60% of the battery power. Now, with these things comes a little whippersnipper which uses one battery. They don't work, they're just not powerful enough. So this is a whippersnipper, and it uses two batteries. You can see one goes in this side, one goes in that side. I wouldn't get a single battery whippersnipper. They just don't work. This works a treat. I can whip over all the edges in well, it uses a lot more power than the mower, but I can do it, if I'm lucky, on just one charge. Okay, so why would you go to electric and not the petrol powered thing? Well, actually, great example today. Noise. You can hear the noise, and it's just 3 or 4 houses away, and it is noisy. The smell. I can smell the petrol 3 or 4 houses away. It stinks.
Yeah, we actually usually shut all the windows of our house when somebody starts up a petrol mower.
Yeah, well, we've been using electrical power for 15 years, and just 6 months ago, one of our neighbours got an electric mower. Yay! Dinosaurs will die eventually. So, other reasons, you don't have to go to the petrol station to pick up petrol. You don't have to have petrol, a flammable liquid, sitting in your garage waiting for an accident to happen. Climate change, you want to be putting, you want to do your bit towards helping fight climate change. You don't want to be adding to it by using petrol powered mowers and stuff, especially when it's so easy. We don't have any petrol anymore, and we haven't had it for 15 years. So it's nice that our neighbours will eventually catch up after 15 years. Anyway, so great thing about climate change, great thing about these is that they are doing your little bit towards stopping climate change. So I'll talk a little bit about climate change now. In July of this year we had the temperature above industrial levels at 1.6, and in August at 1.59. The UN wants to stop it at 1.5. Too late. And so we're stuck with climate change now. I imagine in a few years we'll be struggling to stop it below 2 degrees, and by the end of the century we will be struggling to keep it below 5, if not 10. Anyway, the world is fucked. There you go. So, whose responsibility is climate change? Well, it's everybody's responsibility, and this is one way you can be responsible and do it. There's lots of other little ways, like one of the things about your microwave is that if you leave it on standby, it actually consumes more power not doing anything than it does when you're using it. So it's a simple thing. If whenever we want to use a microwave, we just turn it on at the switch, and then after we finish using it, turn it off. Turn off your lights if you're not using them. It's really simple. The problem can be solved by people, by individuals, and most people just think, it's climate change isn't anything to do with me, it's the government and big business, and that's that. Well, sorry, you're wrong. It's up to every individual to do their bit and stop it. If the billions of people in the world all stopped wasting electricity, we wouldn't have a climate change problem. It's that simple.
And it's really often it's just as simple as, instead of turning the heater or the air conditioning on, put on a jumper or turn on a fan, instead of just trying to always live in a tiny little temperature range. Be more resilient and look after the planet that way.
Excellent.